Session Drummer 3, previously exclusive to Sonar Producer, is now included with all versions of SONAR X3. It's a great sounding, easy-to-use drum synth that comes with dozens of kits and hundreds of MIDI patterns. Let's take a closer look. When Session Drummer 3 is first opened, a ghosted kit graphic indicates that there is currently no kit loaded. If you don't see the kit graphic, click on the Drum Kit button toward the top right corner. The program browser toward the bottom left can be used to load individual drums into the currently selected kit piece. Click on a drum graphic to select a drum. In addition to a complete kit, MIDI patterns or a complete program that consists of both kit and patterns can be loaded from here. Kits and programs can be saved from here too. There are several kits and programs included with more available to purchase from the Cakewalk store and other third-party sites. Individual kit pieces can also be loaded by right-clicking on the kit piece. And in addition to the regular kit pieces, there are 4 pads that can also have samples loaded into them. Once a kit has been loaded, click on a drum graphic to play a kit piece. MIDI patterns load into the MIDI pattern player. Right-click on one of the 8 pattern holders to load or unload individual patterns. When the loop button is lit, the current pattern will loop on playback. Start, stop, and reset the player using the relative button. To use a pattern in a project, click-drag the plus graphic just to the right of the pattern name in the browser area into the Session Drummer track. Change the current select pattern by clicking on a pattern holder. Once in the project, the clip can then be dragged out as required. In addition to the kit page, there is a mixer page for full kit mode. It's accessed by clicking on the mixer button toward the top right of the interface. The mixer is divided into 13 strips, 12 identical ones for each kit piece, and 1 for the master control. A strip consists of several controls. At the very top is a graphic of the kit piece. Left-click on this to play the current loaded sample. Note that these are velocity aware, so clicking higher up the graphic plays the sample at a higher velocity, while clicking lower down reduces velocity. Right-click on it to load and unload samples. Beneath those are the width and tune controls. Width controls how wide the stereo sample is. At its narrowest, it is in the mono. Don't confuse this with pan, which is controlled by the pan slider. The pan parameter controls where the sample is positioned within the stereo field and how wide that sample is within that position. The true parameter changes the basic pitch of the drum in a similar way to how a real drummer tunes a kit. Mute and solo will either mute or solo that particular drum piece depending on which button is lit, while the fader controls the volume of a piece within the context of the kit. Session Drummer 3 is a multi-output synth with a total of 12 output ports. Currently, all of the drums have their output assigned to the first out, but that can be changed using the output port selector at the bottom of the strip. Once a drum is assigned to a different port, that port then becomes available as an input for an instrument track in the track view. Use a different output port and instrument track for each drum for even greater control over the complete kit. Different compression, EQ, and reverb per drum, for example. Finally, at the far right is the master strip, which controls width, tune, pan position, and level of the whole kit. That's Session Drummer 3, a superb multi-output drum synth for adding great drum sounds to your projects.